from a particular person that we won't say who it was, and they were on a platform that they shouldn't be saying stuff like that, talking about the people needed to have they needed to have a GoFundMe for their funeral. I guess that information was wrong because the audience sure did eat it up. Like, oh yeah, you shouldn't take advice from a man that's got a GoFundMe. He ain't had no GoFundMe.
No, that was Pastor Jamal Bryant.
We ain't got to go into who we know who it was. And
okay,
the information was incorrect.
Well, I'll go to some of the things that you were saying about no one else were holding women accountable was not true, because there was several people that had.
That's why you faded out. See what I'm saying? That's why you faded out just then. That's why you faded out.
Hey.
You can call it what you want to. Whatever
hey, everybody.
You like.
Everyone, it's already started right here on the Help Me Understand podcast. I'm your man, comedian type Mike. Above me is, of course, Elam B. King, the guru of love and current counselor, if you will. To my far right and up above is the queen of Mobile, Alabama, funny lady herself, Miss Ashima Franklin. And directly to my immediate right is the pride of Pensacola, Florida, Miss Jokitra Horn. Beautiful ladies, handsome gentlemen. I'm excited. I'm motivated. As you can see, they have already started. We never get along. Yeah. That's why I love this podcast. We never agree. We never get along.
You're coming in with misinformation, man.
We should call it. We never get along.
No, we should give accurate information.
You can call it what you want to. Whatever you like.
There was a quick sidebar before we came on. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Please like, share, and comment on Help Me Understand podcast page on Facebook. You tuned in right now, man. The sidebar before you got on was, of course, about Kevin Samuel's funeral. I just found out. Thank you so much. Ashima Franklin is in Atlanta, Georgia, and she said something very, very, very puzzling to me. But now I guess I'm comprehending what you're saying, sister. You said Tamala Mann sang at Kevin Samuel's funeral.
Yes, well, I saw her name in the program. I hadn't seen any video, but I saw.
I mean, she was there.
Yeah, yeah, and
Tamala Mann.
I said, well, look at that, Tamala Mann, a woman of God. Even as women, we still come, even though you called us for dirty heifers and sluts. A few weeks ago, that
you didn't. No. You had to be in the category. You had.
A Lord, and we still sang you into the mighty gates of kingdom. That's what we at the end of the day, the black woman got to take you to heaven.
I love it. We're not going, because that's going to be an all night.
Right.
We're cool with Jesus. We walk you to Jesus. It's a black woman that walks you to the door. I don't know if y'all know that or not. Hey,
let me start out by saying this, not just because I love black women. As mad as they make me, as upset as they make me, I love black women and everything that they stand for. I'm all about the queens. You guys are phenomenal, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate the support that you give brothers. And I'm not saying that because I'm single out here fishing. I'm just saying y'all don't get enough praise. Y'all get all the preaching and all the fussing that. But let me take these 13 seconds to say, most of y'all is all right. Most of y'all is all right.
I agree. Most of us.
Most of y'all. Well, look, we're better than all right. We're exceptional.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought he was talking about just period. I know he was talking about y'all.
Yeah, I'm saying in general, black women.
If it was talking about y'all, it would be some of y'all are all right sometimes. That's what
I mean, can we get something better than an all right? I mean,
thank you.
All right.
Some of y'all good.
I said your sex was all right.
Hey, as long as I did it, I win. As long as we did it, I win. That's all.
I don't really.
I got there one time. I'm good. Okay, that's what it was. All right.
Hey, a win is a win.
Let's find out if it's all right.
20 points or 2 points. A win is a win. It's gonna go down in the books as a win. You gonna tell your story? I'm gonna tell my story.
Hey, Mike, you be like, oh, you don't want to do it anymore? Okay.
Which brings us to this very point right here, finishing up the last show. Bad sex. Do you tell somebody when you're having bad sex? Elam King, would you tell a young lady that the sex wasn't good? Would you do that?
Yes, I would, and I feel like that at yes, in your 40s, like that. No, no. Okay. And I know teens and 20, yes, late teens. We know folks is having sex, and then we know 20s and 30. That okay, discovery zone. We're not, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are some basics. No, I'm gonna say this as real as possible. There are some basic skills that when you certain level that you should have. Okay.
Okay.
If you miss should choose to want to take more of the role of riding, we'll just go straight there, right? I should not be teaching you anything in that area. Okay. Your hips should automatically know what needs to get done. You can tweak here and there because we're all, everybody's not 100% the same, but there are some basics that you have to come to the table with.
Okay. Hold your thought.
And I think,
can you give us the basics? So
I just gave a basic. That was a basic. If you choose to get on top, you should be able to handle your positioning there. Okay. Period. If I was to lay back, okay, you should be able to do what's necessary. Okay. I shouldn't have to coach you through that in your 40s. That just shouldn't have to happen.
Not in your 40s. Joe Keitra, have you had bad sex, and did you tell him?
Oh, I don't comment on stuff like that for myself personally.
Okay, so you don't get started. So have you given a man feedback before that, or do you just let it just be bad? That's really what we're saying. Are you giving feedback?
Well, I'll say this. I think that in relationships, it's very important for you to communicate with your mate about, especially if there's something that you like or you don't like. I think that is a must if you're going to enjoy one another, to communicate with them.
Okay, great school textbook answer, Joe Keitra. Keeping yourself innocent. I guess I'm a comedian and my life is an open book. So let me go to my comedian sister, my comedic sister, Ashima. I'm sure you won't give us a textbook answer. Bad sex. Did you tell him? Did you tell him when you had back? Did you let him know?
I honestly don't have to tell you because my body says it all. Like my reaction says it all. Like it goes from 100 to 0 with me. If I'm not being satisfied, I mean, we have to stop. You're not gonna finish.
So does that mean you give the feedback or not?
Well, it's just like I just might say something like, you know what, this ain't working for me. Something like that. Like I ain't feeling this. I mean, I have to be. I'm honest about that. Because I don't want you to keep trying. I want it to stop. I want it to be over with. 9 times out of 10, I want you to go home.
So wait, I'm confused. I'm confused, and I think this is the reason why some people need to hear this, Ashima. So I'm not feeling this could mean I had a bad day. I'm not feeling this could be just I'm not having a good moment versus.
He doing the tweezers. You doing the razor.
Like Turner right there, didn't he?
My dog got cut off, man.
But I can step into what he was saying because I wanted to follow up and ask. Do they come with a question about what do you mean you're not feeling this?
Well, yeah, because usually, and this doesn't happen in my life all the time, but the times that it has happened, you know what it is. You know that the rhythm is off, the mood ain't there, it ain't feeling. Damn.
It just means it's going down. It's going down.
Right. Well, I mean we're gonna be having phone sex. So tell me about the feelings that you like again. But yeah, you know that the feeling like it's not.
Yeah, and you stop. Please, Tamala, man, help the Lord. I get what you're saying. I think they was looking for like, hey dog, stop, or hey dog, that ain't. We should change positions, but you're right. Sometimes the energy just off.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's just I'm not feeling this. It's just a good way just to be like, I want this to be over with. And like I said, I was telling him, Joe Keitra, usually, they know that the energy is off, this mood ain't right, this rhythm ain't going. It ain't, it ain't never been no thing where he just thought he was just doing something. And, he's like, whoa, it's like, it's off.
Okay, so if that's the case, do you let him come back again?
Yeah.
I don't usually do a lot of retakes.
Oh, no remixes.
She don't do a lot of retake.
I don't usually do a lot of retakes.
Sometimes it might be a dude bad night. He might have an off night.
Well, bad sex to me, let me just
Okay.
clarify what bad sex is to me, because I can work with, even if a guy didn't know what he was doing and he had a nice sized penis, I could work with it. Bad sex is a small penis to me. So, and the only way I'm going to deal with that, and I think I've said this plenty of times, is if it was attached to a lot of money. Then I could deal with it. But other than that, I can't.
The money make the penis bigger. Ain't that so?
I mean, the lifestyle makes the penis bigger.
Make you forget about all the other shortcomings. Luxury make you forget about the shortcomings.
Yes, most definitely.
So that is a good question. I'm happy you defined it. So what is bad sex to you, Mike, when you hear people say, oh, her sex was bad or his sex was bad? For you, what does bad sex mean?
And I would say this, like the sexual, and hypothetically, the experience might be different with Ashima than it would be with you because of the feelings and emotion.
Right.
So I can't go off what somebody else said. Bad to me would be somebody that, like Ashima said, we're not compatible. But if you're doing it incorrectly, if you're doing the positions wrong, I get that part.
Now, what is doing the positions wrong?
It's a certain way I like when a woman's on top. It's a certain style I like to do. But if she's sitting there and she's in and rubbing the hair off my stomach, it's I can't do that. I like you gotta be frog. You gotta have the Megan needs for me. You gotta have Megan needs.
He wants you to do the frog,
frog style.
So do you communicate to her that that's what you like? Or you just wait and let her do what she wants to do?
No, well, at first you let them do what you always see somebody move. When you're in somebody's game room, you let them do what they move is. Let me see what they move is.
Tell nobody they moves.
Yeah. Right. Everybody got to move. So you let them do their move first.
You let them audition.
You might like they move. You might like they move.
You let them audition. Okay, so
after you let them do their thing. The same way, and I can always tell when somebody's trying to see my move. Well, you go ahead, get on up there. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing.
Well, that's how we always gonna start. I'm very elementary. We gonna start with you on top as the man. Let me see what you got.
Exactly. It's so funny, Ashima. I am the male version of you. I am the male version of you because I definitely say, well, let's get on up there. Let's see what your move is. It is so great.
Do you say that really?
I just say, hey, come on, get on top.
You don't let it happen organically.
You talking about
like when a man try to make me start off on top. I just feel like, oh, so you want me to work.
No, I do that for this particular reason. I'm a gentleman and I learn you as a person, the communication, our physical, basically, do we fit? Do we match? So I'm learning when you're on top, what you like to do, whether you're going fast or slow and your movements and things of that nature. I'm learning that here. So when it's my turn to get on top, I know exactly what you like. Because when you're on top, you're doing what you like. Subconsciously, you thinking, okay, this is what's going to make me get to that point. So I'm paying attention to your moves so I can match your moves when it's my turn to get on top.
I'm just thinking, where's the communication before any of this happens for people to share what it is that they like? Where's that communication? Where that comes from?
Here my $40. That's I'm playing. I'm joking. I'm joking, of course.
Well, usually if you don't pay $40, you would have a list of things that they would do. They'd be like, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can do that, what you want.
That's all right, because he could spend more than $40 now after the
That's right. No, if it's a mood, it's a vibe. Depends on if it's your first time doing it, it might be wine, it might be dinner, it's a conversation. It starts with your love language. And you find out what motivates that person, what intensifies that. To me, and I'm no love guru, I'm no Elam B. King, but that's and since high school, since middle school, that has worked for me to listen and always let the woman lead. I never was aggressive when it comes to love me. Always let the woman lead, and I read her body and what she does, and that has worked for me for 20 some years.
Well, I have a question. Since we all are approaching, we're over 40, some of us 50. how do you view sex now? Because for me, I view sex as you have to be careful who you have sex with. You just can't have sex with anyone, But I know some 50-year-olds that they don't care. They just have sex. They're still just out having sex like they were in school. And that's like a huge turnoff to me, that you have these men that meet a woman and next thing you know, they're trying to just immediately have sex with them instead of getting to know them. And I'm thinking, at this age, when have you matured and grown up? So how do you look at that?
Well, and that's a great question, Joe Keecher. Like right now, men are, and in general, men are visual. So if I look at a Shima and be like, oh man, I know right away she's sexy, she's attractive, I could get it. Or Joe Keecher's attractive, I'm attracted to her, I would do it. It's just reacting on those feelings and emotions. You have to relax. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a Sex in the City. You remember Mr. Big from Sex in the City?
Yes, we love
okay,
Mr. Big.
You remember Mr. Big? That was what's her name's boyfriend? North. Exactly. Yeah. So what his mindset was, him and the young lady didn't do it all the time, but when they did, he colored all outside the lines. So he made it memorable when they did it, so they didn't have to do it all the time. It became bland or mundane. And he kept her on the go. He kept her mentally intrigued. And I think that's what sex is, more so than the physical. It's the mental. If I can get you mentally. But
some men will say that they can have sex with a woman and not have any feelings for her, So how is that, if that's the case, and at this age?
You can still, it's the age is just a number. It's the maturity level. You can still sleep with somebody if you want to, if that's what you're doing. We entertainers, like Ashima can tell you right now, and I've been on the road a little bit with Ashima, not a lot, but she can tell you right now, it's a dude in every city that she go to, whether she know him or not, he trying to get with you. Because
the devil was busy tonight. Y'all must have said some really. I had to reboot my computer, but that's fine. That's fine. The devil busy. See
how welcome back. You understand podcast.
Welcome back. It's that goblet you drinking out of. That's what it is. That big old goblet you drinking out of.
That big old microphone taking up all the electricity.
Okay. You got me. Y'all got me. Okay. I was like, the jokes don't flow on this one, but that's fine. I hold that.
You back, man. It is big. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't trying to look at it like that.
Hey, it takes a lot to make, what I'm saying? It helps bring the sexy forward. So if you notice, what I'm saying, it gives that tone.
I'm trying to notice.
Shout out to Snowball, Blue Snowball. This my mic. Yeah, I like them. Trying to get a partnership going. Blue Snowball.
Huge. It's huge. But Joe Keeper was saying it was and I'm gonna move forward after that. But it is, and Ashima can attest to it. In every city, there's a man that's just trying to get with you because they see you, they think you're attractive. They just want a mindset. Can I hit the celebrity?
Ain't no man in every city trying to marry me. Ain't nobody with no ring saying
no.
Take an honest woman at you.
They all got that Elam microphone trying to hit you with that Elam microphone in every city.
Yeah, you know what? They are trying to hit you with the Elam type microphone. That's very true.
But it's a physical thing, Joe Keecher. It's not a mental thing. Like I wouldn't know Ashima if I saw her at a show. I wouldn't know her. I just know of her show and her set and the jokes that she tell. And that's why we have to be mindful of what we're saying on stage. People actually listening. I was telling jokes for years about older women. And now after every show, it's somebody auntie that run up on me and try to make me do something strange.
And you do it every time.
I do not do it every time.
I saw you that time we was in Jacksonville, Florida. Don't make me tell you.
Oh, she called out the city. I just left.
I didn't hit nobody old in Jacksonville, Florida.
You did.
Don't nobody trust you.
Wait, Mike, you do the Mike. What Ashima? What's old? Watch it. What's old?
Well, this was a few years ago. This lady that Mike had, she was like 66. Miss Minnie was like 66.
Hey, don't trust nobody with no Chinese restaurant robe on. Y'all know Shima lying. Shima is sitting there lying. All she missing is a fan and some white makeup.
I got a question. Did we finish the bad sex conversation? Did that finish or something? Or
yeah, you missed that.
Okay.
What did you have to add?
What we talking about? No, I just think that people just need to get. I think that people need to give feedback Okay. I think that there need to be more men out there to give feedback as well. Sometimes y'all don't want to say anything and you think that something is really good and it's really not, because men, here's the key. Close your eyes. Okay. And then enjoy the moment. The reason why I say that is because sex is really like 90% mental. We're looking at, if you're an attractive person, okay, we're looking at you while the act is going on, right? So it could be deemed as good because of the visual that we see. However, if you close your eyes, gentlemen, while her performance is moving forward, that will give you a better gauge of whether or not that it is, to your liking.
Right, and that's what we were saying, Elam. They was picking at me because I said I like them froggy style. When you don't talk to me, I don't want you to rub. But I do understand why they rub so close like that. But I'm about a thicker. I like a thicker woman with the gluteus maximus, and I like that clapping sound. When they say clapping, I'm a clap. I like the clapping sound.
Well, see,
so don't rub the hair off my stomach.
But
that does not deem good. But that's whatever's good is good to you. Let's be very clear. Whatever's good is good to you. Because there are people that are not good for one person, but for somebody else they are, whether it's clapping or not. You know what I'm saying? Clapping's not going to do anything for me. It's not. That doesn't equal good. That just means that
don't clap. So
we're gonna make it good.
So good is relative, right?
Yeah, good is relative, but just bottom line is, are you giving the feedback though? Because some things you should just know. Okay, teeth you should know about. We'll just leave it at that, right? If you don't understand teeth, then there's like everybody should give you that feedback. You know what I'm saying? So that's universal.
But see, Elam, and I kind of listen to this. I am listening to what you just said. I would never close my eyes during sex because I want to know what's going on in the room at all times. You're gonna get bit by a dog. You go. Somebody gonna jump out the closet on you, but you better open your eyes, bro.
I'm gonna go on with that trust factor on in. I need to know.
I can't go.
I don't think enough men.
Whole production, so
you want a stage play.
You gotta be like, I gotta remember to close my eyes. I gotta remember to close my eyes to really be.
I know. I'm giving the men the feedback of whether or not they can get a good gauge, or whether or not you wouldn't understand this, Joe Keitra. Because now here's the thing: you actually might want to do that as well. Because when you do close your eyes, your senses turn up so you actually heighten the feeling at that point. So you're actually giving the person a leg up on that moment.
Shouldn't that person be so good that you have to close your eyes if you're a female?
No, make me close my eyes.
Okay, well, and I get that. I was that's why I was talking to the men. I wasn't talking to the women on that. I was just like, men, really? Because here's the thing. I had a conversation, like, just real quick. I know we got another topic to go to, but I was having a conversation 2 Christmases ago at a friend's house. So there, the age in the room was mid to late 40s and 50s, right? It was me and 2 other guys, and maybe about 6 ladies that were in the room. Everybody's the same age bracket, right? And we, folks start talking about relationships, blah, blah, blah. So we got talking about sex, and I said, there's some women that don't have good sex. When I tell you that all of the women in the room had a deer in headlights, and this was the comment from one of them, I didn't know women could have bad sex. Why was that? Because they figure on average, we just want wet area, and then we're good just because of that. And that's not true. It's not.
A lot of times it is. So that's probably why they said that.
What you say, Ashima?
I said, but a lot of times it is. So that's probably why they said that. It's not
true. And you're right. And that's why I need these bums. The men need this. We got to do better at giving the feedback, because y'all just, oh my God, it's great. And then that person goes on and meets somebody else, and then men aren't doing a good job in this area.
Okay, you made a comment about the women didn't know, but there are some men that don't know that they have bad sex.
And you are absolutely correct.
There are some men that would never be. They're always bragging about my stuff so good. Oh girl, there are a lot of men that do that.
Hold on, is that one of them Asian robes that
yes.
Mike was talking about?
Oh my God. Okay. So we're talking about the men, so you want to.
No. I'm sorry, that was the moment. So there are men that we don't give feedback. I just said we don't do a good job in this area. We do not, and that's giving the feedback and
who's we? Who's we?
Men do not do a good job in this area. I'm going to stand up and be like, yo, we don't give the feedback and we don't receive the feedback. So let's be very clear. Because we're thinking about that one that was just like, oh my God, it was the bomb. And like, she should have gave you the feedback then. But again, maybe for her that it was, right? But again, there are some things that are just consistent that you ain't never get the feed. You could tell some people just never got feedback. So.
Well, I think sometimes you guys don't, sometimes some people may not listen because they think that they stuff has got it going on. Because sometimes
everybody thinks
a woman can say to a man, I like to have my breasts caressed or kissed, but he don't never want to kiss her breast, but he want his breast kissed. Then what else can you say?
Wait.
It's a lot of men that want you to
you were doing good until you got to the end of that conversation. If you notice, go back and look at Mike's face and mine. There was something wrong there. I know that different people enjoy different things, so I'm not going to say anything, but there was something wrong in that sentence. There was something wrong.
What's something
different
wrong?
men like different things. Joe Keetra, you might have dated men who like, not you personally, just anybody could date men who like they.
Yeah, I'm thinking in general.
Chest caressed. I'm just not one of those guys, but we'll move forward.
Me either.
But just because you
can suck on their nipples, a lot of men like
yes,
that.
they do.
A lot.
So just because you two don't like it, don't mean that a lot of men don't like it.
Most men do like it.
So
one question.
But you missed
which one of y'all been sucking on me in chest?
Hold on. You missed the point.
No, I got your point. No, men like different things. I guess.
No. The point was you don't listen. It wasn't that men like different things. The point was sometimes a part of bad sex might be because the other party does not listen. So I use that as an example to say, if you say to a man, I enjoy having my breast caressed and kissed, but he doesn't, but he wants his, and then you do it to him, but he doesn't reciprocate.
Oh yeah. See, the devil busy tonight. The devil. I mean, so she went first. Didn't she go first last time? Then I went. Yo, we gonna have to holler. Hey, StreamYard, y'all got to do better on my girl, because that means that. Oh no, she go.
But the point is, I did understand what you said, Jakitra, and I understood it was communication. Yeah. And I'm not gonna pick at you for sucking me in breast. That's not what I'm saying.
I suck big breasts.
Listen,
but Shima.
The point is,
thank you. Somebody thank you.
You're still focused on that list. There are some things that I think that you guys made.
Golly, I'm trying tonight. I'm really trying, but this is not working.
Some people might like anal, and other people might not. So I'm just saying, listen to what I'm saying. Y'all aren't listening.
I did.
I did
listen. It's about the communication.
But
you saying he didn't listen to you.
Communicate, but I'm trying to communicate and ask questions, but y'all don't want to address it. Y'all stuck on men having their
no.
breasts.
Listen, I think for this. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
No, what I'm saying is I do understand what you're saying. You communicated, or someone communicated to a man that a woman communicated to a man she liked her breast licked. Instead of him listening and saying it, then he turned around and he wanted it. That's a selfish lover, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I heard exactly what you said.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter whatever the topic. If you're communicating, and I think that's something. And I do try to talk to the individuals who are married. I try to send a message that one of the things that the 10 and the 15 and the 20-year couples run into is that you just have an assumption that because you've been with this person for this amount of time, that person automatically knows what you want. And I think that's something that we're going to need to pull back from and actually have the conversation on both sides and be able to communicate, hey, because who was freakdocious to you when you were 25 is different at 35, is different at 45, is different at 55, up or down. It could be they want more or they want less, but I think that we're not having those conversations and we're more assuming, or we're yelling it or just making slick comments versus just, this is who I am now, or let's just rediscover ourselves.
And that's perfect. And that leads me to this next topic. Thank you so much, Elam, Shima, and Joe Keitra. The next topic I want to put up for us here in the second part of the show is why women desire love and men desire respect is a huge topic right now. Do you guys agree that women want love more so than respect and men want respect more so than love? Do you guys agree with that? Ashima, I'll go to you first.
Are we going to be friends at the end of this conversation, Ashima?
Stop, Elam. Stop, Elam.
Will we be friends when we finish? Okay, go ahead.
So, honestly, I want both. I want to receive both, and I want to give both. I don't know if it's a such thing for me as I want more love than I do respect, or I want more respect and love. I think I want them both equally, and I want to give them both equally, like the same. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Elam, your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I read the book. Let's see what I'm saying. That's no respect. See what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what. But I'm gonna go with what was actually already put out there in two angles. But I'm gonna go to the second one after Joe Keetra talk. So the first one was it's a book called Love and Respect by Dr. I think it's Renee Eggrichs, and great book. If you have not read it, I want to encourage everybody to read it. Talk about different aspects of love, and so breaking down to the baseline, there's a basic area. It's not that men don't need love. It's not that women don't need respect. But we have to, in order for us to improve our relationships, we have to start from somewhere. And I think that it has to be understood that at the baseline, men need respect. That's what it's at the baseline, and we have an indirect way. And the example that was used in the book, I'll just throw out. If I walk in the bathroom and Mike is at urinal 1, you can see what I'm saying? See, that's lack of respect right there. You see.
No, that's my computer doing something.
Oh, okay. So if Mike is at urinal 1 and there's 4 urinals there, I automatically know in my brain I'm going to what, men? 3 or 4. I'm not going to number 2. The shaking of the hands, the looking in the eyes. These are baseline areas. Even the reason why the men on average don't lash out as fast from a speaking perspective, because we know that if I say a certain type of thing to Mike, furniture gonna move. So I know that I need it. Now women might pop off because they might not really do nothing, but I know that if I say a certain thing, furniture gonna move. So before we go there, let's try to have a respectful conversation. So it's at the baseline, and the same thing for women as well, that you're built in love. That's why we need to work on loving, and you need to work on respecting. But I'll stop right there because I want to hear Joe Keetra.
Okay. I like your point there too, Elam. That's a first for me.
Welcome back,
I actually was thinking Elam is making some great points, but I know that he only made those great points because he's reserving some other things until after I say what I have to say. But we know it's
you know
I always know. But here's what I have to say to follow up to what Elam said. And Ashima, you made some great points as well. But first and foremost, I think as a whole, we don't understand the meaning of love. I think that in lies the problem for a lot of relationships, because we look at it from other perspectives, and we look at it from a conditional standpoint versus a biblical standpoint and how we should love someone. But I do agree in terms of respect, because most of the men, when you ask them sometimes what they're looking for, they want respect. They want respect. And Ashima is right. We want respect as well. But when it comes to love, because we are nurturing, and I think I can speak more so for me. 1 Corinthians 13 is my joint.
Come on.
Start talking about that love is patient, love is kind. It doesn't keep record. So I look at love from that point of view, and I can honestly say, when people say, "Oh, have you loved someone? Have you been in love?" And I'm like, we love differently. I found out that when I define love differently from how a lot of the men that I have been in relationships define love, and that's one of the reasons why we probably have had issues in the relationships, because we shouldn't place conditions on how we love someone, but we do.
But we do. I was gonna say, but we do.
We do.
So that's why sometimes, and this is where I have some difficulty here. And I echo what you say there, Joe Keetra.
You do?
I think I do, and I'm gonna say that even what is that in Ecclesiastes? Where it speaks
Ecclesiastes.
about,
He's ecclesiastic.
yeah, Ecclesiastes. I should have had that before. But when it says, the instructions inside of there is men love your wife. You see what I'm saying? That's why the instructions is because you're stronger in the love. It's not, and we have to work on it. But on the flip side, women, submit yourselves. That's respect, right?
But
So
hold on, I gotta correct you. I'm sorry. It says men love your wives the way God loved the church.
yes. No. I'm just giving
that's
the
a
verse.
powerful part right there.
And you are absolutely correct. I didn't give the whole verse because I didn't have it in front of me, so I didn't want to be disrespectful.
You got to know that. We need our men to know that and know what that means.
And now, can you read the one? Give us the one for the women.
Look at me and Mike heathens.
So we're supposed to submit.
No. Since you want to quote stuff, you quoted the first one. Quote the second one.
Come on, Joe.
No, Mike. See, watch this. No, Mike. Watch this, Mike.
We are to submit.
What? How does it go, Joe Keisha?
That we are supposed to submit to our.
No, that's not in there. That's not in the New King James, the NIV, the NLT. No, quote it the same way.
Let me find it.
Quote it the same way you did the men.
Let me find it.
Oh, is that right? So you don't know your instructions, but you know ours.
I do know my instructions.
Yeah. So what is it?
We have the problem at. You can't tell me just because I may not be able to quote it.
What's the verse? Why is it that you know the verse of the men?
I don't know how to quote it, and I don't know it. Okay.
So tell us. What is it?
Do you even know where your Bible at? I already know my Bible at right now.
I think it's holding up the
I'm talking about.
I think it's holding the washing machine door closed.
Oh no, you didn't. Okay.
But see, this is an example. This is an example of what it is out here, right? We got to know you don't know your instructions, but you know what my instructions are supposed to be. Why is that?
That is an unfair statement. You can't say just because someone cannot quote something verbatim that they don't know what they're supposed to do. You can't.
You are correct. And that's correct, but you just happen to not know the verbiage.
When you made the quote, she just added a part that you mistakenly left off.
And that's fine. Why can't she mistakenly leave out, know the rest of it?
Why are you worried about?
You can't correct
I'm using this as
Elam. If Elam say that the Corinthians Ecclesiastic verse says,
I'm looking it up.
Thou woman should do what man say. That's what
you need a strong dose of both.
And I agree with Bobby. Yeah, we do need a.
It's Ephesians 5:22 through 23. Wives submit, not Ecclesiastes. Wives submit yourselves to your own. So to your husband. Wives submit yourselves. Is that what you were looking for?
So no, that's not what I was saying. I was saying that since that's why I said I was going to save this for afterwards. That's why it's funny that we ended up landing here, because the instructions are normally understood on the men's side, that we got to know that as the church. You're good with that, right? I agree with you. However, when we're looking on your instruction, you're like, oh, let me go look it up. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that, because we don't have to walk around quoting Bibles and stuff like that. I'm saying that at the end of the day, that's it's as if that the respect can be conditional at times, right? Like you'll get that when you love me, and it's as Bobby Gaines just said, you need a strong dose of both in a marriage. Both should understand that both are important. And why is it that what the men tend to want to need has to be superbly predicated on what we do, then you do, or you don't even know what you need to do? Why is that? You know what I'm saying? Help me understand how you only knew one verse there.
Help me understand why you felt that I only know one verse.
But you didn't quote the other one.
Okay, just because it was not quoted. Again, help me understand why just because something isn't quoted doesn't mean that a person doesn't know it. Can you please help me understand your logic in that? Because I said that we were supposed to submit to our husbands. Did I not?
Yeah, you did quote that afterwards, but I mean, that's fine. I don't
Okay.
want to get stuck. Here's the thing. I don't want to get stuck in the biblical sense of it, because we're kind of vacillating, obviously, in this conversation between biblical and secular, if you will. We want to be 100. So at the end of the day, I'm saying that, and that's probably what's going to be kind of a lead in, Mike, to like that portion, to whereas it's as if it's conditional. Women want to be loved unconditionally. Okay, but most women want to be loved unconditional, but you make the respect conditional, meaning that why isn't it just given? Because we have women say, I respect men or whatever, but he has to, okay, why isn't it just given? Why does it have to be conditional in that space?
I think that's a good question. I really do think that's a good question. And I think like what Bobby said, that you need a good dose of both of them. They really go hand in hand. But I think if someone doesn't know or have never been loved and doesn't know how to love someone, that's already going to be a huge issue with respect, you know, with almost anything in a relationship.
I want to add this on to it too. Now that we're having this discussion, and I start to think, you can love somebody and not have a lack of respect for them. Like I have an ex in my life who I love him dearly, but because of the stuff that he does and has done, I don't have no respect for him. Yeah. Right. So it's possible to be like that in real life. I mean, I don't love you, so I guess it is a difference. Yes, it just on the person.
I agree with that. I agree with you, Ashima. I'm sorry to cut you off. I agree with you there. Once you lose that respect for a man, once you lose, you can still love him, but once you lose that respect, you'll never look at him the same. And respect, of course, is given. You know what I'm saying? It's earned, I should say, and not given. So can that man ever get that respect back? Can he ever do something, Ashima, to get that respect back from you?
Yes.
To earn it back from you? Can he do that?
Yes, but it would take a lot of work and grand gestures, and men usually don't want to do the work and the grand gestures.
I like what Melanie said. You see what Melanie said right there? Your marriage isn't going to survive with respect.
No, no. Correction. She said without. I mean, so it meant. I just didn't put that part in there because she put that after. But marriages will. There she goes. She just redid it. That's what she was saying.
Thank you, Melanie, for commenting, and also Bobby. Share, and comment. I want to say that share, and comment on our page. Help me understand on Facebook. I tell all our friends that we got new friends. We're going to be every Monday now, and I'm not closing yet. I'm just every Monday now. I want to let the folks know that we're going to be every Monday. I think it might move to 9 o'clock. I'm going to put that up for a vote right after this. I got so much going on between 7 and 8 that 9 o'clock works good. But if not, we'll try to just stick to 8 o'clock, 8:30. We'll figure it out. But definitely like, comment, and share. And Joketra, love and respect. Will you love and respect? Are those in the wedding vows, love and respect?
Why is it so difficult? Why is it difficult? I don't understand. Why is it difficult?
Bobby Gaines said you don't pay for respect. I think he was commenting on me when I said that, you have to work. When you asked me could the guy gain it back, and I said with work and grand gestures. And when I mean work, it's like whatever it was that you messed up, you know what I'm saying? You got to work at making me trust you again and respect you again. And yes, I do like grand gestures when you fuck up. Show up on the white horse at the door. Make me a believer. Bye, baby.
Well, I don't know if it's a Scorpio in me, but when I'm done with you, I'm done. I can love you from a distance. That's how I want to do is love you from a distance, because we want to have respect. You know what I mean? And it is important for you to respect, anyone, anyone. Go ahead, Elam. Oh my goodness.
No. Because here's the thing. I mean, kind of like, even when you say it's kind of like, okay, yeah, we do want respect, whatever. You know what I hear a lot of times? Okay, so I'm going to throw this out here. Talking to somebody and they're just like, I love, talking about how they love or whatever the case may be. And then they'll say, well, I do have a mouth, but, I want to love a man, because I can say some things at times. And I'm like, that one moment, I got a mouth, AKA I'm disrespectful. And we have to understand that the statements that we make, regardless of how fly you are, men should have always been at this point. But we have to understand that what's the best way I can say it? Ladies, the way that we feel from the words that you say are very important. And so it can't be just kind of thrown to the side as if you know you got a mouth, what are you doing to work on that? And it's got to be bigger than I'm just going to watch what I say. Some of us actually need to be coached through that because it's so knee-jerk reaction of your clap back is so dope, but that clap back when you say certain things, you make a man feel a certain type of way. Then you wonder why certain things end up happening, you know, whether it's somebody that's being unfaithful or they don't want to be around you or whatever that happens, that when somebody steps out in their marriage or in their particular, relationship, and let's just say it's a man, sometimes it's because you have emasculated him from a respect perspective, and he goes not to just have sex. It is to get back the masculine energy that you took from him. So the words that you speak from a respect perspective, he's on that baseline, and that's not being met. And so just because you could be an amazing mother, if you emasculate a man, I promise you that energy, he's going to go get it from somewhere else. And that's all wrapped around respect.
And I believe that, just as Bobby said, you have to have doses of both in a marriage, because a man can be disrespectful to a woman, and she can also, because for me, I like conversation. I like for you to talk to me a certain way. And if you're not talking to me a certain way or respecting me, someone else is, I can entertain that conversation. And it might not really mean much to it, but I can entertain that because I can appreciate when a man knows how to talk to a woman in a respectful way.
Communication is the key, as always. I agree with what you're saying. Do you think, which is kind of intertwining the two, you may be a person that's verbally stimulated?
I am.
Right.
Your words of
affirmation might be somebody that's physically, financially stimulated.
I am.
And you know what? There's nothing wrong with either. Nothing wrong with either one of you, as long as you're communicating that and the guy knows up front. I mean, some people, I would say gifts, love language, Ashima. I would say words of affirmation, Chokitra. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
So maybe this could be a topic on our next show, because I would love to know how you men feel when women let it be known about their financial expectations from you guys.
I think that's a great topic, and I purposely date women that make more money than me.
Okay.
Just because I'm on purpose.
Do you make them pull out their W-2s?
No.
No, man, you don't even have to do that.
You can just know like what they do for a living. They make more money than you. So
yeah, context clues allows you to see. You can, as you have conversation with somebody, you can pretty much tell where they're at. You might not know the exact figure, but you know.
You Elam, I promise you, man, I pay attention. So I'm one of those dudes. I was taught by an old school head. I watch your shoes, I watch your purses, and I'm paying attention to where you're going to eat, how your lifestyle. I'm paying attention. And one thing I learned this from Joe Keetra a long time ago. It's funny, but it's an old dope boy saying. Money is quiet and broke is loud.
Yes, sir. And let me add on top of this, as a dude, this is what I do, because you can have designer this and designer that and it be fake as I don't know what, right? This is what I do. I look at your friends.
There you go.
I look at your friends and see, where are your friends at? You see what I'm saying? Because Jim Rohn said, if you have 4 broke friends, you are bound to be the 5th, right? So I look at their mentality. I look and see if anybody wearing a hair bonnet to the store, or you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at all of that. Yes, I'm looking at the hair, baby. If your friend wears a hair bonnet to Publix, I will not talk to you. You know what I'm saying? We don't have anything in common. Now, yes, I am judging, because I can judge who I want around me. So I am judging. Okay. Right. If any of your friends wear their slippers to the grocery store, we will not communicate anymore.
Right.
Okay. There's nothing in common.
The leopard print.
Let your friends wear a hair bonnet.
Guilty by association.
So you date women that make more money than you so that they don't need or want you?
No, it's not even. It wouldn't even be in that
No, for
space.
me, it's not like that. No, for me, it's like that. My purpose is somebody that can hold me up if I go down, because I'm dating with a purpose now. At my age, I'm dating with a purpose. So I want somebody that long term they could help and not hinder. If something happened, they could carry this.
Yeah.
Or
should a man be out here dating
Yes.
looking for
Yes.
that can hold?
You know what?
I can't even get it out.
No wonder we have so many single folks.
Like, should you be dating and looking for a woman that can hold you up in case you get down? Like, I feel like your hold you up should be another plan to hold.
No, don't get me wrong.
So wait. Go ahead, Mike. Wait a minute.
I can hold myself up.
To hold us up in case you get down.
That's not what he said. He did not say that.
He's saying.
He didn't say that.
What he's saying. I do see that. I do think that it's important for a man to date a woman, as my dad would say, with some get up. That
help. What?
My dad would say, I need her helpmate.
That's what I'm saying. Help mate.
I can get up and go to the bank and get the money.
but I do think it's important for a man should know that if he lost everything, that his mate wouldn't have so much pride that she can go to work, that she can go at McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, wherever she needs to work. I think that is very important for even for females, even for me. I think that it's important because when my dad lost his job or he got hurt, he started a business because he said, I need another income, because we know that we're not supposed to put all our eggs in one basket. So it's important for you to have someone that doesn't have a problem, that if they lost that main job, they don't have a problem with going out to get another job to help make ends meet.
I think it's just the way Mike said it, because Mike if he broke his ankle, he's gonna be off work for 2 years.
Well, no. And I'm glad. But that's a great example. No, Mike, stand behind it. That's a great example, because here's the thing: it's called helpmate. Meaning I got a date inside of my pedigree. You got to be in my pedigree. So if I happen to fall, if it was 2 years, that's a real thing. Like, some people go out on disability, and and the insurance is not going to cover some things. Can you step up? We might have been running this thing.
Can you walk?
But seriously, I mean, I do.
If you can walk, you can go to work.
I do look at men's. I do look at their work ethic. I really want to know that they're not above, working. Because my dad, I don't think I've ever met a man that works as hard as my dad, and I know that's probably why I'm still single. It's because I'm looking for a man that will do anything and it's not embarrassed. Cut a yard,
I'm trying. Hey, work at Express. Bartend.
And not be
with a whole family.
I mean, come on now. I work 3 jobs.
Mike gonna break his
3 jobs.
Be down for 4 years.
Whatever we got to do. Like, I got that. Like, I'm ready to do that. But it's okay for a man to date inside of his pedigree to be like, yo, if God forbid something went down, can you hold down the fort? Because remember, as soon as I can come back, I'm coming back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So no, you ain't got to worry about that. I'm coming back as soon as I can, but can you hold it down in the meantime?
Well, I think
that's what I'm saying.
I have a question to ask, on that, because if a man notices that they have a woman that's like that, I think that's when I have the problem that a man won't try to work hard to give her, what she needs or deserves, because if you got a woman that's that supportive, that means that you should be willing to work to do everything you can to make sure that woman is happy. And I know that goes.
And let's go back. See, and this is the problem right here. Why is it that it just can't be a standard for you to be at the level of the person that you're with? Why does it have to be? You're saying as if I have to do something extra because you can hold me down one day.
Well, no, we're not talking about
one. I worked for 5 years.
Yeah, we're not talking about one day. We're not
you just now a minute ago it was some years you broke your ankle. You was down for 4 years. Now it's one day.
yeah, we're not talking about.
No, I didn't say anything about. I said one day, like one day in the future.
I
like,
guess here's the thing, Elam. When a woman is that hardworking and dedicated,
she should be anyway.
Yeah, but if she's still taking care of home, taking care of the kids, making sure you're fed, going to go pick up your dry cleaning, making sure you want for nothing, you don't have to wash, fold clothes. She takes care of the home. That's what I'm speaking of, because that's what a lot of women.
So she's doing her responsibilities that we've communicated. That's walking through. Like we could list out that list sounds really, really good. That's special. But here's the thing: if you choose to want to engage with a certain type of person that wants you to take that balance, you got to take what comes with that. Like the way that you communicated that earlier was as if you're saying, you know what? If a woman's going to do that, he needs to be working. That's already a given. I'm going to be working to do that. What you said it as if a woman is doing that, as if I'm supposed to be doing something extra. Why is it that the man has to do something extra? No, I said you said that as if, so I didn't pin that on you.
But I didn't say that. As if. Okay, let's deal with realistic. I didn't say that. You said as if, but I didn't say it. So let's not talk about what wasn't said. Let's speak on what was said.
Got that.
Okay.
I got you. Okay, so let's go back to what I said. I date a woman who makes more money than me. Not that I'm living off of her. Not that I'm not going to work. I just want somebody to make more money than me. So if something happens, she can hold us down. That's all.
What happens?
Mike, because I think you could be a little frugal at times.
I'm tight, Mike. Now, don't get me wrong. I am tight, Mike.
His name is Tight Mike.
Because you are tight. Mike.
I am snug. I am snug with a penny.
Tight Mike. What happens then in that case if something happens to her and she's the major breadwinner? What happens then?
This is what I love that you asked me that question. This is my issue. I've dated women that were breadwinners, and I was down at the time. When y'all get the leg up on a dude, y'all put y'all foot on his neck. It is hard for a man to be a man when a woman making all of it, because y'all will let us know that y'all making more money. Y'all will let us know
part. That whole part, sir.
Y'all chest get poked out.
Oh God! Don't let me break my leg and fall down.
Man
oh my God!
Your ass get the shit together and man up. I'm holding down.
Oh no! See. These are these toxic words that we use. What man up? What is woman up? Woman up would be that if I fall, you hold me down, huh? Go ahead.
I'm warming it up. I'm holding it down because you got hurt. But you can't expect us to hold it down and baby you. Now we're going to baby you. We're going to encourage you. We're going to have you some sex. But now get your shit together now and get back. You are a man.
But remember what I said, but Ashima, in all fairness, remember I said, I'm coming back. Like, so you ain't got to worry about me trying to do it. We're not talking about the mama's boys and stuff like that.
This is what I was talking about a couple of weeks ago with that emotional whine and stuff. Okay, we would
and now we cannot have a conversation.
We would hold you down. We would encourage you. We would rub your back. We would give you the steps.
That's not what Mike said, though. Ashima.
You ain't working.
Mike did not say that, Ashima. He just said that for the people who are in that situation, knowing that they're gonna come back. What you might not realize is that letting us know every day or every other day that you are holding us down while we are trying to come back. While we're trying to come back, we don't need to hear that.
And I agree.
You don't need to get comfortable not working. You don't need
But see, if you knew me, then you would know that I'm not comfortable. If you knew that type of man, you would know that we're not comfortable. So you coming at us like that in the meantime is not helping.
I agree. I agree. I see where you're coming from. And you know what? I think that Candy Burris and Todd is a great example of that, because we know that Candy was making more money than Todd, So, but right now, Todd is like the man in Atlanta. You know what I mean? He came up from off of that, and she didn't put her foot on his neck and try to emasculate him. So I do think that is
was millionaire comfortable, though, Joe Keetra.
But I think what Elam said is important. You do have to know the type of man that you are dating, because I have dated men that I have made more money than them, but the one that came back later when he came up and got a job making more money, I can appreciate him saying, I appreciate you holding us down in the beginning, but now I got this.
That's where love really comes from, in my opinion,
Right.
because it's the in-between time. It's those moments right there, like, yo, why do you think Master P will never leave his wife? You know what I'm saying? What, like, you know, and I think Snoop and same thing, like when he was down, right? That person was there, knowing that he was still trying.